If you've performed a simple Google search on a low-nickel diet, you have probably been left feeling overwhelmed and confused. This is a common complaint I hear about all the time. A lot of the low-nickel diet lists out there are contradicting and can be very confusing. So today I am going to discuss 4 reasons why a low-nickel diet can be difficult to navigate. For those of you who are new to my channel, I am Christina. I am a registered nurse and health coach, and I work with people who have nickel and cobalt allergies. Today I'm just going to talk about nickel. I'm not going to get into cobalt. About 10% of the global population is allergic to the metal nickel. It is the most common contact allergy, and only about 10 to 20% of that 10% is allergic to dietary forms of nickel. So this video is intended for people who have a confirmed diagnosis. That means you've had patch testing. In most cases, there is a blood test, but most people are patch tested. And you have already removed nickel from your environment, meaning you're not touching any nickel. Nickel is not coming into contact with your skin. If you are still suffering from symptoms, then you could be allergic to dietary forms of nickel, and so this is who I'm speaking to right now. If you are allergic to nickel but you've been recently diagnosed, I urge you to make sure that you remove nickel from your environment. Make sure your products are safe. I have another video about safe products, and you want to do this before you trial a low nickel diet. And ideally, your allergist or dermatologist, or whichever doctor you're working with, is recommending that you try a low nickel diet to manage your symptoms. Before we dive in, I want to go over a key concept of the low nickel diet. Hence the name low nickel diet. It is impossible to eat a nickel-free diet. Nickel is everywhere in our environment. It is in our water. It is in every food that we eat. It is impossible to avoid it completely. The first point I'm going to discuss is variation of nickel in soil. So there is varying amounts of nickel in soil across the world. So for instance, in California, the nickel concentration is higher than in Florida. So that means whatever vegetable or fruit you're eating from California will be a little bit higher than in Florida. The amount of nickel in food also depends on how long that food has been in the soil. For instance, dark leafy greens are going to have more nickel in their leaves than baby leaves. So just get used to the idea that there is a range of nickel in your food. You will want to familiarize yourself with the average amount of nickel per serving in a particular food. Foods that are very rich in nickel include nuts, seeds, beans, soy, certain whole grains like oats, chocolate, dark leafy greens. Those are the top offending foods. So you definitely want to avoid those in the beginning completely while you are learning how to manage your symptoms. The second point is a potential for contamination. So some food or supplements or even tap water is contaminated with nickel because of contact either with heavy machinery or old pipes. Your products can be contaminated, especially when there is a lot of processing involved. Foods that can be contaminated with nickel include baking powders, some supplements, tap water, cocoa powder, and some concentrated herbs. Those can be a problem for some people. Okay, third point, cooking method and packaging. You want to avoid foods that are in a can or cooked in stainless steel. Stainless steel does contain nickel. You want to look for utensils and cookware that have the numbers 18-0. That means that there's no nickel in it. But yes, foods that are prepared in stainless steel can leach nickel into the food, especially if that food is acidic. So you want to be careful of that. So avoid anything from a can and anything cooked or stored in stainless steel that contains nickel. Okay, my final point, tolerance levels. So everyone is different. We all have different tolerance levels. So it is really hard to create one set diet for everyone when we're all different. And in addition to having different tolerance levels, when you're first starting out on a low-nickel diet, you are probably in a very reactive state and you'll need to be stricter in the beginning. It does take time for your immune system to calm down. And then also there are other sensitivities at play, other allergies and other sensitivities. A lot of people also have a histamine intolerance in the beginning. When they're dealing with a nickel allergy, some people may also have lactose intolerance or wheat sensitivity, FODMAP sensitivity. So there you have it, 4 reasons why a low nickel diet is difficult to navigate. If you need more help, you can contact me on my website. I also have a free getting started guide that you can sign up for. I'm on Instagram and sharing daily tips. So I hope this was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe, like, all the things.